Hello, it's Trevor again, teaching you all about Gaia Sky, a great free app teaching you all about the solar system and the universe. In this one, I want to show you another data pack. The last few videos I've been showing you how to install and enable some data packs. This one I find really cool. It's going to be talking about exoplanets, planets that are around other star systems. And this sort of gives teachers, students a real sense of how many exoplanets we've actually found and discovered, but also the way that we have discovered them. This will make sense in a moment. So I'm gonna open up the app here, okay? I have it here on Earth, and we're gonna go to Preferences and back to Dataset Manager. We've been here quite a few times. And in the Available for Download, I'm gonna go to the filter and type EXO, and it'll probably show this here. So there's a section called Exoplanets and Extrasolar Planetary Systems. The one I want you to download is this, the NASA Exoplanet Archive. Gives you a big long description here, but basically this is a data set that shows you all of the recently discovered or all the discovered exoplanets that we have found. So I'm going to download this, really quick to download. Okay. And go to installed, and it should be automatically installed, okay? But again, we'll quit the app, save, and we'll go X like this. Open up the app again. All right, and we're gonna start Gaia Sky. And this one is a little bit different than the other ones that we've looked at before. This is a data set, but it's also considered a catalog. Okay, so on the left-hand side here, we've seen the time, the camera, turn things off and such, and so the thing you're probably noticing here is all these green and sort of bluish stuff in the background. Okay. You might be able to guess what these all are. These are exoplanets that are from this data pack, from the NASA's Exoplanet Archive. Another thing we haven't really opened up here is this section here called datasets. Okay, or catalogs, datasets. And with these, some datasets have some specific things we can turn on and off. So the one that we've turned on here is the NASA Exoplanet Archive. And it is currently turned on, but there's a little eye icon here. Toggle visibility of dataset. I'm gonna turn that on and off. So off, you can see them all disappear. And I'll turn them back on, and you can see them like this. All right. Now, this kind of gives you a sense of the enormity of how many exoplanets we have found. I think the total is something around 6,000, something like that. Confirmed exoplanets, planets around other star systems here. And so this is a really cool way to visualize this. I'm just gonna go here again because you can change some things here, chiefly this point size. So I can make this bigger and smaller. The default is pretty good. But this thing I really like to do during my shows, okay? So we have the Earth, and we sort of, any direction we look, we see some exoplanets. But I'm gonna zoom out here. So we're leaving Earth, we're leaving our solar system, and eventually we start pulling back enough that these stars and these exoplanets along with them start to move, okay? And we're starting to get a sense of the location of all of these confirmed exoplanets. Now, we've only found exoplanets in our own galaxy, so we're gonna be limited to the Milky Way here. But watch what happens here. We're seeing a lot, okay, sort of scattered, but then eventually we get this really weird shape, like this. It looks like a kind of a cone, like that. And I'm just gonna turn off the Milky Way here. Sometimes it makes sense to turn a few things off. Milky Way, turn that off. Okay, so I'm just showing the exoplanets now. Look at that weird shape, okay? Why have we found so many exoplanets in this one direction? Okay, just to illustrate this a little bit more. Every green, bluish point of light is a confirmed exoplanet, but we get this really weird cone shape right here. And kids ask about this, okay? And it's a really neat thing. The other cool thing, I'm gonna go back to Earth and illustrate this again. So we've seen this cone shape, but let's go back to the Earth and Control G. And I'm going to go and face the direction of that cone shape. And let me just find it here. It'll show up in a second. Let me just find it here. There it is. Okay. So we see this weird shape here. It's like a grid of things, and this is that cone of all those exoplanets. So what happened here? And this is, you can sort of bring in storytelling into your lessons here. Okay, what happened? And I think I'm getting the story here right. Okay, you can tell me if I got it wrong. There was a exoplanet finding spacecraft called Kepler, the Kepler mission. It was designed to find exoplanets, and I think the story is correct here that for the first while of the mission, it could point in any direction, and it was finding exoplanets in every single direction. So a lot of these exoplanets are found from the Kepler spacecraft. But eventually, at some point during the mission, part of the spacecraft broke, and it could only point in one direction, and it could only point in this direction of the sky. And so this is why we're seeing this weird grid, is Kepler could only point in this direction. But because of that, look how many exoplanets we found because of this. All right, so I'm just going to kind of zoom in a little bit here. It'll take a second to sort of notice the effect of that. Okay, so the spacecraft was pointing in this direction, but then eventually, if I move here, you can see the enormity of all the exoplanets that we have found. So, this is my own personal take on this. If we have found all of these exoplanets in this one little patch of sky because our spacecraft broke, imagine if we had other spacecraft that also did the same thing, but looking in different parts of the sky. And this might give us a clue of how many exoplanets there might actually exist in our galaxy if we pointed it into a single patch of the sky. So I show this data set just because it's an interesting sort of pattern, and it gets kids asking questions about how we find exoplanets and why we get this weird shape. And I find it super useful in my planetarium shows and my presentations. So I thought you would enjoy that too. NASA Exoplanet Archive. Hopefully you found this video useful, and you'll find this data set useful as well in Gaia Sky.